It's another beautiful day, and I was able to do my walk today. I walked 8 kilometers today, and it was absolutely wonderful. I absolutely loved it. And on the way back, I did stop, which I wasn't going to do. I stopped at the thrift store, and I decided that I was going to just to walk around. I wasn't really going to purchase anything. And what happened? I got sucked in. I got sucked in. I found this really beautiful display of succulents, artificial succulents at the thrift store, and it was like $12. And it's very, very heavy, so I had to get it. This is what it looks like. Isn't that absolutely beautiful for $12? And it has like fake rock in it, so it's really, really pretty. Now, I think it probably hangs on a mantle. However, I am going to put it, I don't have a coffee table in my living room, but I do have, let's see if I can show you. I do have a tiny, right there. So I have like a tiny little chest that I have in front of the couch. And that's just because, I mean, it's a small place and I keep books and I keep some pillows and things in it. So I do utilize it. Everything is used in my place. So anyway, this is going to sit there. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. And it's really pretty. It's really pretty. And I do keep my nature's book on it. So that's kind of like the setup. And I want to show you, I'm too lazy to move the thing to the table. Anyhow, I got three of these and they're different sizes. So I'm going to keep them on my table and I will post a picture of it. However, I don't want to be moving around with the camera a lot today. So they're really, really pretty. Like, look at them. And I paid like $2 for this one, $2 for this one, $3 for this one. And I do have a longer one. And I paid $4 for this one. And there, I guess you would put candles in it, right? But I'm just going to put them like that on my table, and I will post a picture of it because they are so pretty. Now, because I have a cat, and I have a cat that likes to like wangle dangle things, right? So anything that's hanging down, he will play with it. So I'm going to have to take the succulents and I'm going to have to put them on top the see what I mean? Do you see what I mean? See, I'm not lying. Don't. That's not for you to play with. Go. And he listens and he listens. But anyhow, he's got his little setup there. He loves that little cube. I got it from the dollar store. So if I put a really soft blanket in it, like at nighttime when I go to bed, he goes to bed and he goes directly in there. And he doesn't move. He doesn't roam around or play or nothing. He's humanized. He's basically humanized because he gets up, he eats when I do. I eat one meal a day, so I eat at 2 o'clock usually. So today it's like it's going to be a little bit later, but at 2 o'clock the cat was hungry. He went into the kitchen and looked at me like it's time to eat. So it's almost like having an internal watch clock, right? Having the cat. So he lets me know when it's around 2 o'clock, and he's never ever wrong. And what I've kind of done is I kind of messed up a little bit on him, right? Because he's in this routine. Like I said, he's humanized. And so normally in the morning around 9 o'clock, I get up, I do all my routines, showers, whatever. I do it all in the morning and then I do my walk. Usually I go for my walk around 10 o'clock, right? And I try to vary it because of the fact that at one point I had been stalked and another point I had been attacked on one of my walks. So yeah, so he's kind of humanized and he's got my routine down pat. So around, it takes me about half an hour to do my walk, half an hour there and half an hour back. And so when I get home, usually Toby, my cat, is hungry, right? Because it's usually around 2 o'clock. When I put it off that late, it's usually around 2 o'clock that Toby will go into the kitchen, sit at his dish, and look at me like, "Come on, cough it up. Where's the food?" Right? So he's got his meal times down pat. And then, at bedtime, usually I go to sleep around maybe 10 o'clock. And when my head hits the pillow, I'm out. I have my body so trained now, and I do take the ashwagandha, and that helps with my sleep. It helps with my energy level. It helps with my weight loss. It's just like the most amazing adaptogen herb that you can possibly buy. Now, this is where it's going to get a little technical here. Well, technical, a little bit kind of emotional. So I usually buy my ashwagandha in the package, and like a spice, it comes in a package. But the place that I'm buying it now, I don't know if it's something to do with the purchasing, not being able to get the spice anymore. I have no idea. But the person the East Indian store that I buy it from, every time I go in there, they say they don't have it. And a lot of the times I find it on the shelf, even though they say, oh no, we don't have that, we can't get it anymore, right? So I was kind of thinking there for a while that maybe they were prejudiced against me. And then I went into the store the other day, and instead of having the spice, the powder, they had the root, or the whole. It's called the whole. It's like a little piece of bark that they put in. It's like a little piece of bark that they put in the packages for the spicing, right? For like, instead of powder, it's an actual piece of a twig. It looks like a whole bag of twigs. So I thought, okay, well, I'm still going to try it. So I bought it, and what I'm going to do is get one of those tea, tea. There's like a little thing you put your tea in, a diffuser, right? So I'm gonna get one of those, and I did see one at the thrift store. So I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna get that. I think it was like $3, and I think you can even get them at the dollar store. And I'm going to take the twigs, and I'm going to put it in this diffuser in order so that I can actually steep it and drink the ashwagandha. Now, I prefer not to do that. I would prefer to have the powder. The tinctures apparently are stronger than the powders, but you have what you have. So I wasn't able to get the powder from her anymore, and that is the only East Indian store in the whole place where I live. It's the only one, and I looked at it. I looked up online to see if there was another place that I could get it, but that was the only one. So I phoned around, and I checked where, some of my family members live, and checked in where in their towns or their villages or their cities. And I found there was one that sold ashwagandha in bulk. Now it costs $7.36 for 100 grams, and I was getting 100 grams for $3 and some, maybe 68 cents for a package, 100 grams. So now I'm going to be paying an additional $4 to get the same thing I was getting for $3. Okay, so I have to stockpile this stuff because I use it for my blood pressure, my weight loss, insomnia, all those things, right? And it's better than taking all the medications that I was taking. Sorry, I'm having a really rough hair day. I can't help it. I have curly hair. Deal with it. Deal with it. Anyway, so yeah, I use it for a lot of things. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that I have it stockpiled in case we go back into any type of lockdowns or anything, right? So, at this point in time, I don't want to be traversing around just to find one particular ingredient. So I am going to stockpile as much as I possibly can. So at this one particular store that I found, where a family member lives, they sell it in bulk. And as I said, they sell it for like $4 more. However, it's in bulk. And, I'm trying to do this where I'm not contributing to the landfill. I'm trying to, lessen the plastics and things like that. And so what I'm looking at is I'm looking at the packaging for the ashwagandha spice, the powder that I was buying. And I'm thinking, well, it's plastic. So this is a better deal. So what I asked my family member to do is if she can get me, my family member can go and get me some of the ashwagandha in bulk, I could put it in a mason jar. Now, when they go to purchase it, I think they have bags, like plastic bags that they put it in, but I don't want that. So I asked my family member if she could, take a mason jar and take that in and have them measure it into the mason jar. I mean, they might have to put it in the plastic bag to measure it first, so I won't get charged an outrageous amount. But then when she's bringing it home, she can leave the bag there, and she can put it in the mason jar and then bring that. So, that's just one part of it. Now, I am looking at a lot of the East Indian herbs. I'm looking at the East Indian oils. I did buy some jojoba oil, and it is working really good for my wrinkles. I had a lot of lip wrinkles and wrinkles here. And when I had the second stroke, my skin um, really took the brunt of it. It really took the brunt of it. And I have these lines that go here. But I find that when I use the jojoba oil, that it literally, like, I mean, I'm going to be 64 in the coming year. And so I find that my skin is a lot suppler. And so I like that. I like that. And I'm not using any lighting on here. Normally I just put it on the filters that they give. Well, there's one that is brighter, right? And sometimes I do that, but for this particular video, so I can show you that it's actually working on my skin, I'm not going to put a filter on, and you're going to see the true glory of my hair. It is like the curliest. I just did the wolf cut again last night. I had to trim it, and so I did the wolf cut that I've been watching on YouTube, and I'm able to do it down pat, so I'm able to trim my own hair, both at the front and the back, and I like it. I mean, it is what it is, right? I mean, when you're low budget, you learn how to do things on your own, and I found a way to cut my curly hair that is working for me. But I do want you to see how the jojoba oil is working, and I'm getting a lot of my products from the East Indian store. Their women have, I mean, their culture is amazing. They have Ayurvedic medicine. They use the root vegetables for various holistic measures, and that's what I'm into. So I'm absolutely loving the connection to the East Indian store that we have here. I think they call it Namaste. So it's an absolutely beautiful store. I love it. The people that own the store are wonderful. Their products are wonderful. They're always in stock, and they always have a lot of them. And so I'm doing a lot of research. I'm also pulling away from using white flour. I use brown rice flour, which is gluten-free. And I was making my ginger cookies with white flour. And then I thought, I'm taking the ginger for the anti-inflammatory properties, and then I'm eating white flour, which is full of gluten. And glue is gluten, right? Gluten. Anything with gluten is going to stick to the interior of your stomach. It's going to join with the proteins, and it's going to form an acid. And that acid will literally eat a hole in the lining of your stomach. And that is where you get leaky gut. When you go to the bathroom, and we're going to get technical. We're going I'm going to tell the truth. I'm not going to give you any pretty words, okay? When you go to the bathroom, everything is supposed to drop out, right? There's not supposed to be any smear. It's supposed to drop out. And I have absolutely no problem in that area at all. Since I started taking the holistic measures, since I started with the ashwagandha and staying away from the gluten and the things like that, it's like, seriously, the truth is, if everything is working down there, you really don't even need toilet paper. Like, everything is just like, comes out in one big continuous stream. At least I'm being honest. So everything needs to work properly. And the truth is, when you get that smear, you know that you have eaten something that has had gluten in it or lectins in it. Okay, and so when you get that smear, usually it's a sign of leaky gut, and that's what causes it, is the joining of proteins and lectins and things like that form an acid and literally eat a hole in the lining of your stomach. So that's important for you to know. And it's a simple measure that you can take. People who have irritable bowel syndrome and people who have Crohn's disease, they need to be very, very aware of that. Aware of leaky gut, aware of how it's formed and what causes it and what they are ingesting that is creating that problem for them. So if you have problems with your bowels, if you have problems with IBS or leaky gut syndrome, check out the ashwagandha. Check it out, give it a try it. I mean, what do you got to lose? And if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. Move on and try something else. But that's the truth of the matter, right? So being able to get the ashwagandha and to stockpile it and to buy it in bulk It works perfect for me. I don't know if a lot of health food stores carry it, but the one particular store that I found online, where my family member lives, they do carry it in bulk. And so I am going to get it in mason jars, which is wonderful to know that I have an ample supply of it. So I do know that the store that I utilize right now will not be getting it in the powder form anymore. They will be getting the whole ashwagandha, and I don't choose to purchase that. However, I did buy some of the sticks. So wait, I'm going to show you. I should have had this out. Sorry. Should have had it out. I keep all my spices in containers. All my food is in containers. And this is what I bought. So this is, I stockpile it. So I've got ashwagandha, the powder. But this is how they are purchasing it now. They are purchasing it, and it is called ashwagandha whole, right? Now, I'm not really keen on this. I did take a potato peeler and I peeled the bark off, and that's what it looks like. So I peeled it off, and I attempted to chew it because I chew ginger also for the anti-inflammatory properties, and also because it lowers my blood pressure, right? And it's great for my periodontal disease because it literally kills the bad bacteria that create periodontal. Okay, and I do have periodontal. So ginger. So I thought, well, I could chew it. Well, I tried that. It didn't work because, listen, it's literally a bark. It's literally a twig, right? So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get a longer diffuser and put the bark, scrape it, like take the bark off, and put the bark in it and soak it in a teapot. And when I do get the longer diffuser, I will do a video and show you how it's done, because this is an amazing root. It has amazing, amazing qualities, and since I have started using ashwagandha, I have no issues with my stomach. And I used to have issues with my stomach a lot, and I haven't had it for a long, long time. Now, I've been doing ashwagandha for, you're supposed to take a break every once in a while, because you're supposed to do it, I think, for 4 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, and then take a break for 2 to 3 weeks, right? Because it will, over a period of time, if you used it continuously every day in copious amounts, it would affect your liver. So I choose not to have problems with my liver on top of everything else. So I do take a break from it every once in a while. Now we're going into the winter, and I'm on my 4th week. I have completed my break. I took a 2-week break from it, and now I'm back in to taking it again. So I'm on my 4-week span that I will be doing. So I am going to get a diffuser and try to make some tea. And I think what I'll do is I might put the ashwagandha with cinnamon or ginger and make like a little concoction to put in the diffuser, right? So, but I do have to keep all my spices and all my food in containers, because you know yourself, when you live in an apartment building, you don't control how clean other people are. And so I do not leave any food stuffs out at all. It all goes in containers or mason jars. I do save my mason jars because guess what? This is plastic. I don't choose to use plastic, and all these spices are in plastic, right? Right? So I'm going to opt to buy it in bulk and put it in mason jars, and slowly but surely get rid of these extra plastics in my home. Now, I can't control what anyone does in their home, but in my home, I'm going to attempt to get rid of the plastics. Now, these plastics here, the containers, I've had them for years. They will not be going in the landfill, and when I pass, I'm sure the kids will find use for them, Okay, so these will not be going in the landfill at any point because they are containers for storage. But I don't choose to purchase anymore. I will not purchase anymore. I will not contribute to that business. So just saying that, and I think I would suggest to anyone, if you can limit your plastics or your use of plastics so that there isn't the need for those type of plastics, do it. If you can do it, put your effort in, because this is what I am doing. This is going to be my contribution to taking care of our environment. So I shall see you in the next video. The good Lord be willing. Namaste. Bye.